Hi, my name is Kaake. I'm with Keller Realty here in the East Bay, and today I thought I would talk a little bit about real estate headlines. Now, needless to say, I follow the real estate market. I read a lot of articles about it, and what I often come up against or confront with people is a narrative that they're building in their heads about what they've read going on in the real estate market and what's actually going on. And a lot of the headlines that are getting tossed around right now are shifting, normalizing, crashing, and even the article that I recently read that had crashing in the headline, the article actually wasn't really about the market crashing. Remember, these headlines are there to get you to read the article. Now, a lot of the narrative that gets built up is depending on what side of the fence you're on, if you're a seller or a buyer. Sellers tend to think that all of the things that are going on, that these aren't going to affect them at all. These aren't going to affect the market at all. The market is crashing, neither of which is actually completely accurate. And of course, if they're a buyer, they don't like hearing about higher interest rates, but they might be happy to hear that maybe the market is cooling. There might be a little bit more opportunity for them. So if you own a home in the Bay Area, you saw the value of your home rise by about 20% last year. Just this spring, I saw crazy high prices. So things have appreciated even just the beginning of this year. If that rate were to even be cut in half, it's not like you would be losing money, but I think what we're seeing is a tapering of the appreciation rate. So this very, very steep curve is going to be leveling off. And the fact of the matter is that we've been reaching an affordability crisis with a large segment of the buying population. A lot of the rise in prices that we've had has been driven by a lack of supply and demand by buyers that can afford to pay these prices. That being said, I do like to have this conversation with sellers, and that you can't expect that a 2 percentage point increase in the mortgage interest rate combined with high inflation, gas prices, and a declining stock market isn't going to have an effect. If not specifically financially, then at the very least psychologically. And what it may actually mean is that not every house will be a slam dunk. It might mean that you might have to work a little bit harder to make sure that your house stands out in the marketplace and that it commands the value that you expect that it will bring. Still, we expect to have a strong seller's marketplace throughout the rest of the year. As for buyers, it means you will still have to deal with higher interest rates, and the A-list homes are still going to be competitive. However, it might mean that some of those that are not on the most desirable list might be a little bit more opportunity for you, might be a little less competition. Now, most of this information is geared towards single-family homes. Condominiums and townhomes have a slightly different profile. In particular, condominiums, there's more units on the market. They're a little bit more price sensitive, so there isn't the red-hot demand for those. But once again, everything is very hyper-local and specific. Of course, this really only gets talked about when we see shifting markets. We've had this steep appreciation curve, and now it is quote-unquote normalizing. So needless to say, it's starting to generate more headlines about the real estate market. That's a different narrative than we've had before, which is that prices just keep going up and up and up. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel so you get notified of all the new content, and I'll see you on the next one.